Hello everyone, this is Hennish here with the California Home Company powered by EXP, and I wanted to spend a few minutes to give you a September 2018 market update. Now the data is kind of uh, not exactly perfect because it's always about 2 months delayed from when we get it, but I do have a sense of what's happening on the market just from inventory, sales, pricing, and other data that we get on a micro level that gives us the bigger indicating trends. So first and foremost, July 2018 set another record price for California homes at 580,000. But conversely, the number of sales was also down. There's only about 3,500 properties sold in July, and the last time it was that low was back in July of 2013, just coming out of the recession. The last time sales were that low. So sales are trending downward, which means inventory is increasing. So what we're seeing is a shift in the market, which is a natural trend from a seller's market where there was more buyers than there were houses available to a buyer's market, which is a natural trend. We don't see any kind of major price fluctuations. What I do see is that prices are still going up, but at a more normal, reasonable level and a slower pace than it has been for the last several years, which was kind of hyperinflated with everyone excited to get into homes. So now going into a buyer's market, buyers, good news for you. You are now not desperate to just put in offers $20,000 above list price and be frustrated when you don't get your offers accepted because there's other homes out there. And for sellers, it's still a good time to sell. You just won't get multiple offers immediately and get a crazy price or expect to sell it for $20,000 more than your neighbor sold their house for last month, which might have been the case 3, 4, 5 months ago, but it's time to shift your expectations and make sure you're working with a realtor that can give you the realities of today's markets to achieve your goals to either buy or sell. So another interesting thing that I'm seeing is that investors are still making up 20% of the buyers. So 20% of units being sold are being bought by investors. And back in 2013, that number was almost 30%, right? Houses were a lot cheaper and people were stacking up properties for rental or for flip. That number is still 20%, which means 1 out of 5 homes are being bought by an investor. And I think that number should be much, much lower, right? The reason is that California Home Company and my company, we buy properties as investors. And there's a formula for that, and I'll share that, which is basically buy the house, figure out how much it's going to cost to fix it properly, the holding costs that you have to pay, taxes, insurance, mortgage costs, have to be subtracted out, and then you have to make some profit on the sale. With a home buyer that's a regular buyer like you might be, you don't need to make that profit, but it'd be nice to have, right? So ideally, you would use what's I keep calling the best kept secret in real estate, which are renovation loans. Now, renovation loans allow you to buy a home, get the renovation paid for by your bank, and then hopefully when you're done with it, you'd have instant equity, and most times you do, right? And I've got a lot more videos and blogs that I'm going to be writing on that topic. Additionally, I'm also being hosting in-person live seminars throughout Central San Diego within the next few weeks, so keep an eye open for that. I really think that that's going to be a huge tool to get buyers into their dream house in the next few months, and it's going to be underutilized because most people don't know about it. And in this market, sellers are now willing to accept and entertain renovation loan offers, which might take a few extra days to close, but it then prevents that seller from having to sell to an investor at a lower price when they prefer to sell it to an end user because the house has got good bones and you can renovate it to your liking, pick your custom kitchen and your flooring and tile and paint colors, light fixtures, and it can turn out to be a beautiful home. So we love doing that with people because we have a reputable, good contractor in-house, California Home Company Construction, and they've been setting up a good track record to be effective at this and working with banks. So market's changing. It's now becoming a buyer's market, and there's some tools to help you take advantage of that. And I think renovation loans are the biggest ones. So get in touch with us or pay attention to more of the video and material that's coming out on that. This is Hennish Polko with the California Home Company, powered by EXP. Make it a great day. Thanks.